Hello there, fifth graders. So, right now you are looking at source 2 of your You Decide CBA writing task. So, this is the second source that's going to help give us information that we can use to support our opinion of whether we think voting should be required by law or not. So, this is our infographic that we have. If you look up here, you have the title, Are Americans Doing It Wrong? Voting. Are Americans doing it wrong? So that's kind of one of the big questions that there are right now. So why Tuesday may be responsible for Americans' dismal voter turnout rates. So dismal is another word that means like really low, but like really bad. Okay. Really low turnout rates. So if we look at this, it says where we fall in the world. So 19 countries with higher voter turnout than the US. Sorry, 10 countries with higher voter turnout than the US. So if you look here, you can see that these are other countries that you might have heard of, like Italy, New Zealand, Canada, Greece, Israel, United Kingdom, Costa Rica, India, Jamaica, Mexico. And then here we are, the United States at 47.7%. It says the United States ranks 138th out of 172 countries in voter turnout. So that means there are 137 countries that have a better voter turnout than we do in the US. It's not so great. So when we're citing our sources, that's something that you could use to defend your opinion. Either way, one way or the other, is that we are really low in voter turnout. Okay, 138 out of 172. Let's see, what other information do we have on this graphic? It says the US ranks dead last in voter turnout when compared to the other 7 countries with the world's most developed economies. So we have a country where our economy is fairly developed, and out of those 8 countries with the most developed economies, we come in last with the voter turnout. And remember, economy is like how our money system works, right? The buying, selling, and trading of goods. So why does our voter participation stink? We've established from this top half that it is not good, right? Like it is a poor turnout. I'm going to switch away from yellow. That's kind of hard to see. It's a poor turnout. So why does our voter participation stink? Right here it says 5 of the G8, those are those the more developed, the Great 8, the more developed economy countries with higher voter turnout than the US vote on the weekend. So we vote on Tuesday, right? Tuesday is the day of the week that we always vote on. So this is, they're saying that maybe that's attributing, one of the factors that are attributing to our low voter turnout is that it's simply done on Tuesday instead of on the weekend. Other ways to do it better: weekend voting. Countries that vote on weekends see a greater turnout than the US. So here we are on a weekday, on a Tuesday, 47.7%, and these 5 are all on the weekend. And you'll see that they're at much higher rates than we are. All right. It says in every U.S. election since 1996, the number one reason voters give for not making it out to the polls were too busy / couldn't get time off to vote. So that might be a reason why we might, if you were saying no, this might be something to support why you're saying no. That's like the number one reason that people said they couldn't get to the polls. That's why they couldn't vote. In 2016, 27% of voters gave this answer. So nearly 1/4 of voters said they were too busy or couldn't get time off to go to the voting location, in the voting center. Holiday voting. Puerto Rico gives residents the day off to vote. and typically sees greater turnout than the national average. So in Puerto Rico, you can see it was 79%, us 52, which means that perhaps one reason is because residents get the day off to vote. So if we were to make voting day a national holiday and no one had to work, then maybe that would help our voting rate go up. We also see vote by mail. In Oregon, where all elections are held entirely by mail, voting rates were higher than the national average in 2008. So they're saying giving people the option, or like telling people, okay, here you're voting by mail in the state of Oregon within the United States. They had much higher rate than we did, than like the average national vote. And it says vote on Tuesday. 24 states weren't even in the union yet when it was decided that Tuesday was the best day for voters to head to the polls, which was decided back in 1845. So that was decided almost 200 years ago, guys, a long time ago. And it had to do with farmers and when they could come into town to cast their votes. So it's a little outdated, perhaps. Perhaps we should take a look at Tuesday, okay? It says take action, sign the petition. So there are people who are trying to make it so that we change the day of our voting, that it's no longer on Tuesday, okay? So here's just a little information in this infographic. This will be available to you when you are writing whether you think voting should be required by law or not. And again, maybe it's your opinion is, yeah, it should be required by law, but we should change the voting day. We should make it a national holiday, and then everyone has to vote. Or maybe it's, no, it shouldn't be required by law, but I think that we should make it easier for people to vote by changing the day, or making it a national holiday. So however you want to spin it, this is just more facts that you could use in order to support your opinion either way. All right, good luck, fifth grade.